Hey there, this guide is about creating high-performance teams in Overwatch. Whether you're a player in a comp team or a SoloQ grinder, this guide will give you a lot of hands-on knowledge about how to make people work together in order to achieve high performance in any esport environment. Hello guys, and welcome to the Dojo. We're glad to bring you another collaboration video, this time with Esports Psych. Welcome here. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name's Sam Greenblatt. I'm wrapping up my doctorate in clinical psychology and have spent the last year developing strategies to utilize evidence-based psychological techniques to optimize player performance in Overwatch.
That sounds really interesting. Glad to have you on board. Now let's dive right into the topic of boosting your performance in Overwatch. The purpose of this guide will be to help you better understand how to work effectively with other players, whether they're lifelong buddies or SoloQ strangers. In order to give you a nice understanding of the topic, we're breaking down the knowledge to an easily digestible format, so you have small chunks of hands-on information that you can use in your online encounters.
I would divide psychological strategies into 4 different categories, depending on if they have to do with your internal experience or communicating with others, and if it's more effective to change a situation or accept it and move on. You can see a chart on the screen that represents this.
So, looking at the chart, the first section seems to be about changing specific things about yourself to be a more effective player. What can we do to change our own performance?
It's a good question. This part is mostly about reducing tilt and making sure that you can handle situations where the initial reaction would usually be hindered by your emotional reaction, whether it be anger or anxiety. There are strategies for reducing tilt that can be used before, during, and after tilt in order to make your gameplay more effective.
Awesome! So there are things we can do before a game even begins to help us play better?
Absolutely. Before even touching your computer or console, you could increase your mental resilience through healthy habits, such as exercise, eating healthy, getting enough sleep, and avoiding mood-altering drugs. Additionally, learning what environmental or temporal factors make you susceptible to tilt, and avoiding those can decrease your chance of wasted games. These may include playing at a certain time of day, physical discomfort, fatigue, hunger, long sessions, or trying to continue losing streaks.
That sounds pretty useful, but of course there are still going to be bad situations in the games we play. What do we do then?
For more in-the-moment solutions, it takes time to learn what situations trigger you to tilt. Everyone has different triggers, such as your teammates forming off-meta compositions, the initial push failing, wasted ults, or toxic players. Once you learn what your weak points are, having an automatic response planned in advance for those situations could be far more useful than trying to come up with them in the moment. For example, you might say to yourself, if that happens this next game, I'm going to collect myself for a quick second before pushing. I know that when I get tilted, I get out of position and over-aggressive, so I'll have to be extra mindful of that.
It makes sense, but what if you try these strategies out and you tilt anyway? Is it a lost cause?
Tilt happens to everyone at some point, no matter how hard you work at it. To mitigate damage if you've already tilted, enforcing a strict cooling off period could help prevent losing streaks. Cooling off could mean a few things, from spending time in an arcade mode or the training room, to physically stepping away from the computer and having a snack or going for a walk.
Okay, great. Those are certainly some comprehensive strategies to improve your own performance. But of course Overwatch is a team game. Let's say you feel that a teammate is playing ineffectively and you're losing the game as a result. How can you change that player's behavior?
While not every player will be receptive to feedback, there are definitely strategies you can use to communicate more effectively. Try to describe the situation objectively without casting blame. Instead of saying, "Mercy, you suck," try, "It looks like our Mercy is dying early in our pushes." Provide a specific solution. For example, you might say, "I think we'd be more successful if you stuck closer to our backline, because they seem to be taking advantage of when you poke out first." Then, paint an appealing picture of what would happen if your suggestion was followed. For example, you might say, "If we play behind our tanks, our DPS will be able to do a great job and we could definitely win this. We got this."
Great! That sounds like it could be really helpful for certain teammates. However, what do you do when the situation seems totally out of your control?
It's a good question. The truth of the matter is that not every situation could be changed. Sometimes you'll notice frustration, anger, anxiety, or fatigue within yourself. Sometimes you'll have a thrower on your team. Sometimes your team may just be straight up outplayed. Practicing mindfulness strengthens your ability to recognize unhelpful external or internal experiences and gently redirect your energy and attention to more effective actions. Being able to recognize when a situation is not amenable to change, accept it for what it is, and redirect your attention to your own gameplay can mitigate the negative effects of these unchangeable experiences and increase your overall performance. For those who are interested, I've designed an Overwatch-specific mindfulness practice that players can use for free, which you could find as a link below.
Thank you for your attention. We hope that you enjoyed the SoloQ video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in contacting Esports Psych, you can find him in the details in the description of this video. See you guys in the next one.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you and goodbye.